I'm out. I'm out, man. Can't do it. Bass Pro Shops, man. They ain't like us. What's up, Weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here, and it's time to spend a little bit more time with the Saber. We got it running again, making cool motorcycle noises, but that's not quite enough. When I put it back on the road, instead of being greeted with just pants-crapping terror at the amount of power it made, it just felt a little bit anemic. And when I was checking all the spark on all the cylinders, I was getting an arc going from the spark plug wire to the needle nose pliers I was using to pull it off with. So I think we need new spark plug wires at the minimum. And not just plug wires, but also this fairing is only held on by the piece that attaches to the frame. And when you ride around, it does the shimmy, shimmy, shake. And while I don't think it's going anywhere, it's kind of disconcerting. So we're gonna try to fabricate some mounts for it, because whatever mounts originally held it on are lost to time. There's probably a lot of people out there who would wonder why I'd spend so much time on this old hunk of junk. Well, just gotta tell them, you're probably not aware of the V65 lore, because it is dark and weary. Well, I certainly would love to be able to afford to just buy one of these V65 Sabers that was ready to go. I ain't got that kind of cheese, baby. So we got to make one that has been previously loved to make work for us. Hey, now it's supposed to be off. All right, motorcycle runs a lot better with some fresh spark plugs and some fresh plug wires on it. Now, let's do something about this. Let's do something about this fairing, because I love the fairing, but I don't love it bouncing around like that. Time to do some blacksmithing. I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I have an idea. So I gotta figure out how to mount this fairing to the bike, and we've got this motor mount down here. My idea right now is, obviously I can't put round tube on there, and I think flat tube would look terrible. So if I can get this to fit in there flush, which is gonna require modifying the top of this motor mount, and I can put a bend in it to go up there and then make that flat and put holes in it. This sounds like an awful lot of work, but maybe it'll work. I do a bend down there and then a bend back up at the top. Let's see. Yeah, I don't use the machete often, but every time I do, I'm really glad I have it. This might actually work, but we're definitely gonna have to modify this engine mount. Ow, damn, those are hot. Let's take care of that right there. That ought to work. Yeah, man, I think that's gonna work pretty good. All right, we need a slightly longer bolt down here, but that's okay. I've got some. I think this is going to work just fine. Why wouldn't it? Now, let's see if we can make another one. This to contend with over here, which is going to make our bend a little more extreme. We might even have to put two in there, and we're going to have to come out a little bit, but that's all right. We can do it, I hope. Now, let's see if we can make this work. I'm doing this all by eyeball, so I'm expecting to have some discrepancies. I think we're almost there. All right, repeat after me, team. Think it, dream it, do it. Think it, dream it, do it. Nothing a little black spray paint won't cover up. Get a chance on think it, dream it, do it. 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 Well, we gave that a little time to dry, and I'm back with my third shirt change of the day. It's hot out here. I've soaked through 2 shirts, so let's try and get this done and get my knees in the breeze before I soak through this one. Well, it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but at least the black paint makes it blend in. And more importantly, it's gonna work. Hopefully. You know, I wouldn't exactly call myself a fabricator, but yeah, I just wouldn't exactly call myself a fabricator. That's about it. Well, there's only one thing left to do now. Ride the damn thing. Honda makes a lot of different motorcycles. Some are fun for the whole family, some are fast, some are cruisers, and some, like the V65 Sabre, they just want to watch the world burn. I straight up feel like the warrior of the lost world on this thing. A survivor in a dystopian hellscape. What's left of the world after the ancients destroyed it? And in some long abandoned bunker, a refuge for the ancients that came before us, lies a weapon of mass destruction like this new world hasn't seen in a millennia. And that's what the V65 feels like. It is from another time and place, and the powers that be wanted it to stay there. But we have unearthed it. We have unsheathed it. We have unleashed it on an unsuspecting world. Oh, the hubris of man unleashed upon the world once more. Well, I think the least that this motorcycle has done is earn a bath. You can't bring about the downfall of the New World Order looking this dirty, can you? What's up, man? What's happening, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh, the one time not on the bike.
Oh, man, if I was any better, I'd be twins, man. Life ain't bad. Well, I didn't get to piss everyone off by washing the ancient super weapon in a drive-through car wash, but hey, at least I got to meet my man Dorian. That was really cool. All right, team, I'm at the boat ramp. It's 4 o'clock, which means there's gonna start being like traffic here. It's my very first time launching the boat by myself, which I normally wouldn't try to do right now, but there's a hurricane coming, and if I don't go out on the boat today, I'm not gonna get to go out this week. So we're gonna risk it for the biscuit, baby. Well, I did it with a minimum of drama too. It was a little embarrassing when I accidentally put it into forward instead of reverse. Getting it out is gonna be a completely different story, but in between now and then is fishing, so let's do that. Motor starts, that's a good sign. Well, it's running, I'm floating, seem to be any major leaks at least. So far, my first launch is going swimmingly. Well, maybe swimmingly wouldn't be the best adjective to use right now, but well, let's just say it's going well, okay? It's going well. Don't worry, anybody out there who's entered the raffle, if you do win, it will be David from Forgotten Angels taking us out on a much nicer boat than this. You don't have to deal with me as the captain. I will simply be along for entertainment value, and David will be in charge of piloting the boat. Fingers crossed. Jeez, fingers, I just heard lightning strike. This is just a test for the bimini top, and that's all we really need to do, right? Right. That's cool. Bilbo can't come. He would jump in the water immediately. All right, y'all, it's my very first time boating by myself. I got the bimini top up, so we're gonna go ahead and see if, there's also rain out there. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be out for, but I'm gonna see, basically just kind of test to see if this bimini top can withstand any kind of speed whatsoever. All right, so far so good, but I got no idea if this is gonna hold or not. Well, I got a good woman, what's the matter with me? What makes me fall in love? Well, blue skies, and yeah, that's Florida for you. The old meme about it raining on one side of the street and not on the other. Believe it or not, if you live in Florida, you already know this. It's very much true. I was gonna go out to the bay, but the thunder's rumbling enough. I might just go ahead and play it safe and stick to the river. Dude, this is never gonna show up. How cool is that? Oh, it is gonna show up. I'm watching a tornado form right now. That's so freaking awesome. Oh, dude. I haven't seen one of these form since I was a kid. That's wild. I don't know if that's a sign or not, but if there's going to be a sign, that's probably it, that we should go back. Well, obviously, I decided to go out some more despite the weather. We're really going back this time, though. Okay, the lightning's coming pretty hard and heavy. Let's see if I can get the boat out of the water with as little drama as I got it in the water. I wish I could tell these guys that it's my first time, too. I don't want to tell y'all to take your time. It's my first time unloading this thing by myself, so I'm like, I'm about to f this shit up, man.
This is only our second time. So
I'm just like, man, I spent so much time watching people f this shit up on YouTube that I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm waiting for someone to come up here and freaking film me doing it. Fucking all right. It's my first time. I'm glad you guys got here now, not when I was still trying. Oh, definitely my first time. I forgot to put the motor up. After the 3-hour tour, time to hop on the Teal Deal, the Forgotten Angels giveaway Road King. It's always kind of funny to hop on a bike like this, the Teal Deal, this Road King that we're giving away, because it's so like nice and mellow and everything works on it compared to almost everything else I own. Like my $1,500 boat, Maximum Brown, or even the Saber, really. I mean, the Saber, it runs great, but it's a hot mess. I don't know, it kind of makes sense to me though. The motorcycles I don't own are definitely the nicest. They call Brabstar Garage the Roach Motel. The bikes check in, but they don't check out. The last stop on the line. And just because it's mellow when you don't get on it, don't mean this thing can't rip. Such is the duality of Road Kings. I can be your angel or your devil. I need to get a Road King one day. I'm not sure what I'd want. I feel like I'd want an Evo Road King, but then I like twin cams so much. I don't know. I still have that chopper with the Ultima 127 in it, and it'd be kind of cool to get an Evo Road King with a blown motor and then swap in that 127 cubic incher into it. The other side of the coin, I've never owned a twin cam, and spending a little time on this Road King twin cam makes me go, this is a good platform. Oh, it rains on the just and the unjust alike, and right now it's raining on just us. Let's get a move on. That's not quite as easy to outrun the rain on a motorcycle as it is in a boat, but you can still do it. I don't know why I just kind of shoehorned going out on the boat in there, but that's kind of always what my content's been like. Unless it's not like that, which sometimes it isn't. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it, and I don't know if people will like it, but I don't know. I still, like, even to this day, all these years later, some videos I make for other people, so I can't say every single video, but definitely the vast majority of videos, I make them for me. The fact that other people like them is a definite bonus that I enjoy a lot, but I make them for me. So I guess someone else might say the boat feels shoehorned in there, but not to me. That's just what I did that day. As I was taking it out, though, I kept telling myself, man, I should be recording this. I should get out, like, the Insta360 camera. It's my first time launching a boat by myself. What if it goes horribly awry? What if it goes absolutely sideways and pear-shaped? Situation normal, all fucked up. What if that happens? What if that happens and I don't have 6 360-degree cameras to record it all and make all those sweet, sweet YouTube views? So I'm not gonna say I didn't think about it. It obviously crossed my mind. Part of me was like, I should wait till I'm fully prepared and have all the cameras ready and make a whole video about, this is the first time I launched my boat by myself, so make it its own video with a thumbnail so people can watch it, because I know that that is something that people are interested in. It's got good SEO. A video could potentially do very well, and I guess I just wanted to go out on the boat more than I wanted to make the video, so that's what I did. That could have been my one big break. The viral video I've been waiting for. Shade Tree Surgeon plays with his dinghy for the very first time. Alas, the world may never know. Well, speaking of playing with your dinghy, I think I'll actually refilm it, but I'm not going to sit here and lie, refilm it, and say, hey, this is me launching my boat for the first time and try and dramatize it. Instead of doing that, we'll just have Cami Bay launch the boat for the very first time by herself with me stupidvising, and we'll make that and do a video. And listen up, baby, I might be stupid, but I ain't blind. I think if someone's gonna click on a video of someone crawling all over a boat and making mistakes, they'd rather see Cami Bay crawl over a boat. So keep your eyes peeled for that video coming later. If I can talk her into it. Believe it or not, Cami Bay does not like to be embarrassed. You know, I think that a lot of people look at her and they go like, oh, you'll just do anything. That is not true. So it's gonna take me talking her into it to get her to actually make that video because she's so like wildly embarrassed from the first time she capsized the canoe. I don't know, just drive right up on it. Let's see. I'll meet you over there. I'll pull it on.
Oh my God.
You can do it. I believe in you. Maybe not. I promise. It's all gonna be okay.
So fast.
Here, hold this.
Guys, my phone's in there.
In fact, I would say that Cami Bay is probably the most chronically misunderstood person on the channel, but that's all right. I don't spend any time crying about it. Maybe she does, but I don't spend any time crying about it. People ain't stopping moving to Tampa, man. Another apartment complex, man. They're springing up like herpes around here. Crazy how much more everything costs here too, man. I know that in the videos over the years, people have said, man, you make Tampa look so cool. I'd love to live there. Well, you better make a lot of money, chief, because I am getting close to not being able to afford to live in Tampa anymore. And speaking of not being able to afford stuff, let's go look at some stuff that we definitely can't afford. I can't tell you how many people, whenever I have the boat on the channel or I talk about it, just leave a comment like, bust out another 1,000, 2 best days in a boat owner's life, the day he buys it, the day he sells it. It's a hole in the water that you throw money into. And I'm just like, maybe that's true. I've only taken my boat out a few times at this point, but I only paid $1,500 for it. Like, how upset could I be? Bust out another 1,000? I busted out 1,000 to buy it. Maybe I'll have to spend another $1,000. But I don't know, man. It just seems like crazy to me right now, but what the hell do I know? So I was like, man, I'm gonna go up to Bass Pro Shops and look at how much a new boat costs compared to the $1,500 I bought my boat for. And there is a lot of them out here. So I kind of want to find something kind of similar to what I have, although I don't think they're going to have any aluminum boats out here besides John boats. My boat is a 16-foot Seacraft, 1983, same year as me, Maximum Brown is, with a 60 horsepower Johnson. It's technically a bow rider, but you know, they use the same configuration for all the boats, whether it had a closed front or a bow rider or whether it was a center console or whatever. So technically I just rip out the floor and make it anything I wanted. These Tahoes look kind of similar, except they're all a little bit bigger. They're all like, you know, 18 to 20 feet. They got way bigger engines. This one right here seems kind of similar, I guess. It's 21 feet long, so it's definitely bigger than mine. And yeah, 200 horsepower versus my 60 horsepower. That's definitely a lot bigger, but this is like the same basic design as Maximum Brown, like cockpit seating up here, seating in the rear, and space up front. Although, you know, obviously it looks much nicer than mine and has a way bigger engine, and it's also $47,000. Now, I could not tell you what the difference between this boat is and this boat is, except I can tell you one difference is about $20,000. That's what the difference is. Other than that, they look identical. Okay, I spoke too soon. They actually have one of these Tahoes out here that is essentially exactly the same as my boat. It's 16 foot long. It's got a slightly bigger motor. It's got a 75 instead of a 60, but it's a bow rider. It's got cockpit seating. Like, this really is, except for the fact that it's fiberglass, exactly the same as my Seacraft. Well, exactly the same, except for 13 minor differences. And those 13 minor differences being that you could buy 13 Maximum Browns. Wait, actually, that's right. I did the math wrong. Okay, back with the new math. You could buy 19 Maximum Browns. You could buy 19 of my boat that I've had on the water that runs just fine and isn't really that pretty for the price that you could buy this boat. So when someone says bust out another 1,000, maybe this is the boat they're talking about? Actually, I lied. I thought they only had fiberglass boats here and I wasn't gonna be able to find something that really lined up to exactly what I have, which is a 16-foot bow rider, but they do. They got a 16-foot tracker here. This is pretty much exactly my boat, except for some small differences in the inside, and of course the fact that it's $29,000. Now, I could make my boat look like this on the inside. I could rip out the interior, you know, I could rip out all the stuff in mine and just make the front not a seating area, make it like a standing area to fish. And if I took all the interior out, this is exactly what my boat would look like on the inside. But I don't know if this one just doesn't come with anything or if you configure it after you buy it. As far as I can tell, this is probably the cheapest boat out here. It is pre-owned. And of course, like, I don't know, man, most of the people who watch my channel ain't buying brand new boats. Like, you guys are like me, you're cruising using Facebook Marketplace, but even then, it's still 15 G's. I lied to you guys. That's not the cheapest boat out here. The cheapest boat out here is this John boat with no motor, no center console, no nothing on it, just the shell. And it's still $7,700. If you want the boat with a center console and a motor, baby, 18 G's. You gotta be freaking kidding me. This is wild, dude. I don't know who would buy a boat brand new. Maybe I just don't know enough about boats and I'm just gonna really regret making this video later and everyone's gonna make fun of me and bring it up when I'm crying about my boat, my $1,500 boat. But god damn, dude, I can't imagine spending this kind of money on a boat. Obviously somebody is, because there's a bunch of them out here. They got freaking 100 goddamn boats in this parking lot. So somebody's buying them. I just don't know who's got that kind of scratch. Yo, this is the John boat final boss, dude. What is up with this thing? This thing is a monster. 150, 9.9 kicker. Freaking this giant deck up here. This looks like a John boat that's ready for the apocalypse. I'm not gonna lie, it is really, really cool looking. Like I would love to have this. This is badass, but for low easy payments of $442 a month, I might have to pass. Dude, who are you? Who can afford this boat? Who are you? In the comments, are you out there? Do you exist? Are you a real person? And are you in the market to adopt a 41-year-old dirty hobo swamp wizard? I'm out, man. Can't do it. Bass Pro Shops, man. They ain't like us. That was humbling. This is how people be living? Where are they, dude? Who are they? Who's living like this, man? What do they even do? What do you do? What do you do for a living that you can afford a boat with a V10? A V10 boat that costs you $1,200 a month. What do you even do for a living, dog? I'm talking that boat ain't got like a bathroom. It ain't got a bed. Not that you'd want, I mean, I get it. It's a fishing boat. Not that you'd want that stuff, but you can't sleep in it. God damn, dude. Yeah, maybe people in the comments will be right. Maybe I'll have to bust out another 1,000. Maybe I'll regret buying Maximum Brown. But, you know, I feel like there's nothing on that boat that I couldn't replace, including the entire motor, or have it completely rebuilt, that would cost, like, more than making one payment on the V10 Dream back there. Bust out another 1,000. Maybe that's what I mean, like, bust out another 1,200 every single month for your payment. Damn, dude. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll have to eat these words later, but it's hard for me to imagine how. Anyway, if you'd like to come down to Florida on an all expenses paid fishing trip and win the teal deal of this motorcycle here, all while helping out forgotten angels and helping them help young men and women who have aged out of the foster care system, who have absolutely nothing and been made homeless on their 18th birthday. That's what Dave and Cindy do. You know, these aren't kids that are coming from families that are going to afford a $160,000 V10 boat. But you could get this motorcycle for 25 bucks. Come to Florida, come on a fishing trip, not on Maximum Brown. It'll be a nicer boat, I promise, unless you really insist on Maximum Brown. All for 25 bucks. And even if karma doesn't point her finger at you and say today's your day to win and today you're being rewarded for doing a good deed and helping somebody with less than you, at least you know you're still doing a good thing. You're still chaotic good. We're still bad people doing good things. And listen up, if you own one of those boats back there, if you've got a boat from Bass Pro Shops and it's not a John boat, maybe you better buy a few tickets, all right?
Just a quick aside, because I felt a little bad talking crap about all those people that could afford all those nice boats. I mean, not that bad, just like the smallest amount bad. Here's the thing, man. If you've busted your ass and you worked really hard and you saved up your money or you've gotten yourself into a good position and you can afford a $150,000 boat from Bass Pro Shops, you know what? Good for you, man. I'm not hating on you. I'm not like talking crap. I mean, I'm always gonna talk a little bit of crap because I'm kind of a crap talker. How do you think I got so many gold teeth? But hey, I don't want to take any wind out of the sails of anybody who worked hard their entire life and had a dream of buying that boat that they drive past at Bass Pro Shops, and then they did it. You should feel good about that. You should feel amazing, and you shouldn't let some dipshit like me on the internet who's just randomly spouting out the very first thing that pops into his full head make you feel bad about it. Though I'm sure that outboard V10 motor will push you fast enough into that brisk sea air to dry all the tears on your face for me making fun of you. And by the way, if you're out there and watching, you know, I'm still looking for my forever home. Anyway, back to Brown. Let's do a few upgrades on the old Brapstar yacht. So when I say upgrade the boat, what I really mean is fix some of the stuff that's broken on the boat while spending a minimum of money. My door for my cabin here that holds one of the gas tanks and the battery, well, this wood is starting to rot right here, not surprising, and all these screws. Only one was holding it anyway, and that one pulled out. Honestly, I'm not really happy with that amount of storage space. I kind of want to take out these back seats that I'm sitting on right now, and then instead of having these back seats, just have the two front seats and then build a bench seat back here, but have it be able to open and close so I can use it to store a larger gas tank, because this two-stroke motor doesn't exactly get the best gas mileage, and the battery, of course, and maybe a few other things, life preservers, stuff like that. Right now, there's only storage really up front once you have the gas tank back here. Better bench seating, a little more storage, but that's future stuff. For right now, I don't want this thing just open to the breeze. Now, if you're into boats, you knew this, but I didn't know this. Marine plywood is really expensive, and I didn't want to pay for it, and this is too rotten to really accept screws anymore, and I could just put a bigger screw in there, but I think we're gonna run into the same thing. It's just the threads are gonna pull out because the board has kind of started to rot. Now, that doesn't mean it's reached the end of its lifespan. That just means we have to bolt it on instead of screw it on. Not a whole lot of bolts with nuts on the other end on boats. It seems like almost everything is just screwed in, which I guess isn't that weird, because most of the stuff like on the actual body of the boat, you can't reach around to the other side of it to put a fastener on the other end. So it makes sense that screws are everywhere instead of actual bolts. But coming from motorcycles and cars, I'd always rather not use the body to hold it in. I'd always rather have a fastener on the other side. That's always a little better. And in this case, it saves me some money. Well, there we go, man. Is that perfect? No, but it does what it's supposed to, and it only cost me about $1.25 in hardware. Now, trust me, I realize there might be a reason why I never see bolts on a boat and I only ever see screws. I don't know, maybe the whole thing's just gonna burst into flames because I put bolts on it, and maybe it's horrible because I don't really know what marine grade means, and they're grade 8.8, which I'm like, that should be good enough, right? I don't know, maybe I just absolutely destroyed and ruined the whole thing, and you're never supposed to use a fastener on both sides on a boat. But I do know one thing, when this video comes out, if that was a really stupid mistake and there's a good reason that you don't do that, somebody in the comments will let me know at the speed of sound. Which it sounds like I'm bitching about the comments when I say that, but I'm not. I actually really appreciate it when people let me know I'm wrong. Now, a lot of times they try to tell me I'm wrong and I'm not, but even that's not annoying. It's just usually kind of funny. Well, I was working on the boat, but y'all take precedent. Chili's just showed up with all the Brapstar t-shirts for you guys. These have been delayed. Obviously, if you ordered a shirt from our last pre-order, you've been waiting for way too long, actually. So we're getting all these packed up right away. Today's Friday. I want to have as many of them in the mail tomorrow morning, Saturday, as possible. So everything else I'm doing can go ahead and hit the bricks right now and kick rocks. We're gonna go ahead and pull an all-nighter, getting these things packed up so we can get them out to you guys ASAP.
Grab a box.
Yeah, I'll grab a box. You can be in it. Oh yeah, all right. Appreciate you asking, but yeah, knock yourself out. Don't always keep shirts, but I think I'm gonna keep one of these. It turned out pretty freaking righteous. That's fucking cool.
You need help. You need therapy. Yeah, you're blocked. In a weird way, you're all I need. I'm tired of this. Shut the fuck up and let me send you my boobs.
What?
Honestly, genuinely.
Dude,
My
why
head's
do
hurt all
people
day.
send me tits when I block them on Twitter? What the fuck?
That's probably not going anywhere. It's gonna be just a little cramped, but I squeezed in more awkward places. Havoc, mayhem, disaster. These are a few of Brapstar's favorite things, and as we go to deliver all the Shade Tree Army packages to the USPS and curse them once again with toiling days and sleepless nights, I have no one to thank but all of y'all for helping keep this channel independent. I appreciate you guys' patience. This one really threw me for a loop, man. I've been back and forth on the idea of pre-orders for a long time now, and I've done them for a while, and it's allowed me to get more shirts out there to more people because obviously I can print more shirts if I do the pre-order, and I usually just print a few extra after the pre-order for people who don't like to wait. But due to some delays in shipping, getting the actual product here, and some delays in production, not to mention how horribly awry our cross-country RV trip went, a lot of you guys have been waiting close to a month for your pre-order, and I don't know, man, most people are awesome, and a few people who are upset, rightfully so. Obviously, you have every right to be upset about that, so I'm not taking anything away from those guys, although everyone else was mostly understanding. Here's the thing, I've already had my doubts about it, and I'm even more on the fence now. After this actually happened one time before. This was about 2 years ago that it happened, and people were waiting for a month to get their pre-order because of a production delay. So it's really thrown me for a loop, man. It seems like common sense, like, hey, don't sell something that isn't physically in your hands yet. That's important to me, to physically inspect everything. As you guys saw earlier in the video, we pack them all ourselves. I look at every single shirt, and mistakes still happen. Like, I've sent out shirts that have holes in them or have misprints or stuff like that. In fact, my man Pete Carvo out in the PNW, I sent him one that was a misprint. Like, he goes like, why does my shirt look black and white? And he got a misprint, so it's basically a shirt that didn't get hit at all the stations on the screen printer and only got like an outline and a couple of colors. Anyway, I digress. What do you guys think? I know a lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, do the pre-orders because it's more of a surefire way to get a shirt, because when I was doing it before for years, I just would buy whatever shirts I could afford and they would sell out usually in about a half an hour, and if you weren't on top of it, you didn't get a shirt, and I felt bad about that because I have friends out there who wanted the shirts, and I was just like, damn, dude. So I started doing the pre-orders so we could get the shirts, but now people wait a month. I don't know, it seems like damned if you do, damned if you don't. More and more anymore lately, I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that the less bad solution is never selling a product that I don't physically have in my hands. Like, I'm not taking any money for something that doesn't physically exist yet. Now, regardless of that, speaking of shirts that do physically exist, by the time this video comes out, the Brapstar.com store will be restocked with all those designs that I ordered extra, which again, I only order about 2 or 3 extra in every size. The shirts are expensive, so it's hard for me to order a ton of them, but there's 2 or 3 extra in every single size, as many as like 5 extra in the popular sizes. If you want one of those and you want it to be delivered literally tomorrow, and we're gonna be up all night again packing every single order that comes in so they get out right away, which again, that makes me feel bad. Like, it makes me feel bad that the guys who allowed me to order some extra shirts by making a pre-order, they had to wait a month for their shirt. And of course, I threw a shit like extra stickers. You get extra stuff. I threw a bunch of extra stuff in there. Not just because they had to wait, but I really hate just sending one thing in a package. I always like to put some extra stuff in there because, I don't know, because I'm a bad businessman. If I was a good businessman, this would be all like operated automatically, like automatically sent out of some freaking sweatshop in Sri Lanka or something, but I'm not a good businessman, so we're just, me and Shay Lisi are packing this ourselves. Bad businessman or not, I don't care, because it's important to me to pack them myself, to put them on the motorcycle and deliver themselves. That matters to me. Again, it makes it suffer in other ways. Profit being one of them also makes it suffer, and sometimes they don't exactly really get out in a timely manner. You know, we ain't Buddy Bezos over here. So it makes me feel bad that these guys had to wait a month, and everybody who waited to try to jump on the extra one will get theirs shipped in like 12 hours, Buddy Bezos style. Feeling bad or not, if you want one, go ahead and jump on brapstar.com because they're up there, and they usually, like, the extra ones will sell out usually in a couple hours, at least the popular sizes. The fell shadow of the Bangkok bagger once again darkens the door of the USPS. Ah, look at that, man. It even stayed on there. That's a bonus. Today's turning out all right. Pre-orders, no pre-orders, whatever ends up happening, all I can say is this. I appreciate all you guys keeping this channel independent. I appreciate your support of brapstar.com. We still got huge things planned for the future. And, you know, if I don't do pre-orders, some of them might take a little bit longer. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. We don't get every single thing we want in absolutely the most perfect way. That doesn't mean I ain't gonna push towards the eventual goal. The mission remains to spread across the world. Scum always eventually floats to the top. Also, huge shout out to all my PNW peeps out there in Oregon, Washington State, Northern California, and Idaho. We're coming back out soon. You guys have been killing out there with the Brapstar carts and all the dispensaries. It is the #1 most requested product. Sessions, Raspberry Buffet, Big Twin, Space Truckin', Lucid Blueberry, all the different flavors out there. So make sure if it's not in your local dispo, talk to your bud tender, tell them to get on LeafLink and order Sessions. And if Jason doesn't deliver it, when I'm up there, I will be personally delivering that shit. Buy motorcycle.
And just a quick update on all the live streams that have been happening the last couple days. David's Honda Blackbird has a new owner, and well, I feel bad for David that he doesn't get to have his dream bike anymore. Super happy for my man, Mr. Trinidad out in Virginia, who won that motorcycle, and even happier to tell all of you guys out there that we did it. At least we did the first step. Got a lot more work to do, but we did get the down payment, and it's looking like much more of a reality that Kira Adderley's House for Women, a place where Cindy and David and Forgotten Angels can take young women who've aged out the foster care system and teenage mothers and teach them how to be mothers. It looks like a place where that can happen is going to be a reality, and that's because of all of you guys out there. We are bad people doing good things, and it feels pretty good, baby. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade Tree, army. Shade Tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.